guys have struggled with getting off to slow starts. Today, that was not the case at all. So I'm sure you're really happy to see that.
I'm very happy because we were called the comeback kids up until today. Really good job, and we talked about that. We addressed the slow starts because it doesn't work on the road. So I'm glad that our players went out and mentally adjusted to that and really came out. 28 points in the first quarter. I thought that was a really good first quarter for us. Probably our best of the year so far.
And you guys are 5-0 in the Pac-12 for the first time ever. I mean, what does that mean for your program?
It means a lot. Just for us to be able to, win games in the Pac-12. And honestly, this is one of the hardest trips. To come to the mountains, this is brutal. I mean, Utah wins 81% of the time here in Utah. So for us to start the Pac-12 this strong, it just pays dividends later. Last year, that was one of the things that put us in a really good situation. Winning early, and then there's not pressure at the end. We're getting ready to play a couple really good teams. We have Idaho at home, but then in the Pac-12, we're getting ready to play, Stanford and Cal. So they're the number one team in the country for a lot of good reasons. And, we have to get better and prepare really well for that team.
You had, I think it was like 10 or 11 players score at least one basket, and you used your bench really early in the game. I mean, was that part of the plan, just maybe because it was your second game in 3 days and you're in the altitude?
Yes, it was exactly the plan. Aari doesn't usually sit that much in the first half, but the season is long. When we're playing 22 conference games, we have to find ways to rest our starters, or else at the end of the season, they're going to be done. So finding ways to rest them, even if it's a couple minutes here and there each game, it's accumulation of all those things that at the end of the season, it's really important. So that was the plan. Here in altitude, it's another, reason, obviously. But I thought that our bench did a really good job of stepping up. I thought Samaje gave some really good minutes today. She came in strong, good moves. I thought Lauren played well. I thought Darren gave it energy. Shayna off the bench had another really big game. So I think that we're really good when we can go into our bench and not fall off. And so that's why it's a team win. And we want to be able to do that. We want to get people experience, have them ready for down the stretch, and that's what we want to do this weekend.
PJ, go ahead.
Sure. How do you feel about what they did today? And a lot of things were working really well. There was a lot of ball movement. The defense looked really strong. They were narrowing the passing lanes. You got a lot of steals and tips and things that Arizona usually does. And so it seems like this might be a game where stuff is starting to gel, as you've been talking about. What do you think?
I think it's starting to gel. I thought we really did a great job of sharing the ball. I think Aari had some really good drives off of our on-ball action, hitting the corners for threes. Really good job of finding each other, playing for each other. I think the things that were glaring this weekend that we have to work on is, some of our defense, we gamble a lot because we get excited. We have a couple of steals and we start reaching and not having help. So I think those things we have to work on, but it's normal with the type of team we have. But I think that the good things, the bright spots for the game are 55. Our pressing full court was really good. They couldn't handle our press, had to call timeout early, and then we get confident, and then they were pumped. So we're really proud of us the way we played that. I thought they adjusted really well. A lot of our scout yesterday was more mental because, when you go into, they play Friday, so we saw new things on Friday they did, and we walked through some things, and our players adjusted really well, and I was proud of that because I wasn't sure how we'd adjust on the fly like that, walking through things, not playing them and doing it. We did that with 2 situations, and we did it really well. We played it really well. So proud of that. But we're growing. We're getting better. We are not playing our best basketball at all. I think that we're going to play better in a month. So it's really early. Like we said, it's 6 weeks earlier playing the Pac-12, and it's against really good teams. This is a good team that's going to win games. So I think that the more we can do, the better we can play little by little, then we're prepared for later. But I think we'll look like a different team in a month.
Could you talk a little bit about points in the paint? You guys dominated, 22 points differential.
Yeah, I thought really good points in the paint. Really good at helping each other, really good at finding someone to pass it to in the paint, really good at exploiting some different post matchups. The points in the paint also come from drives. So Shayna got in there, Aari got in there for stop and pops. A lot of different people scored in different ways in the paint. So if we can score that many points in the paint, I'll be satisfied. Trinity had some awesome drives in the baseline against their zone. So all those things, those are improvements that we weren't looking for and seeing last time. I thought Sam was great. Sam's getting her group back. Sam had a stellar game last year here when Aari was out. Sam had 30, but Sam came in aggressive doing those things. So I like when we have different people scoring in different ways, and we did a good job. And one of our objectives of the game was to pound the ball in the paint. So when I see those stats, I see that we're able to apply those things. I know that we're growing as a basketball team.
Go ahead, John.
You look at the strong starts that you had as a team in the first quarter and the third quarter. In both cases, McDonald had a huge role in not only scoring baskets, but getting assists on other baskets. What can you say about just her all-around effort? I mean, she's obviously got the rep for scoring, but she really was the facilitator as well today.
Well, I think that's what makes Aari special, and she's right here, so I don't want her to get to her big head. No, but I think that's what makes her special. There's a lot of great players in the country, but what separates the good from the great is being able to play on both ends. There's not a lot of players in the country that can play great on the offensive end and play great on the defense. She is that, and that's why she's special. That's why she's up for Player of the Year, National Player of the Year. I think that she's the catalyst on our offense, and she's a catalyst for our defense. So she's the one pressing. She's the one getting steals, making tough plays, and our team feeds off it because when she's doing that, she's pumping up the team, yelling, celebrating. I love that, and they feed off of it. So they've all done a really good job, but she's the one that ignites us. And I think another person that really ignites us with those plays is Lauren as a freshman. When she's in, she's talking, she's celebrating. She's great at that. And Bendu does that too. And Sam. So I like to see them do that. I like to see them confident. I like to see them attack what we do. And Aari starts that for us. And that was obvious in the beginning of the third quarter.
So you look back to how you guys started in the first quarter and the third quarter, and you had an active role in just kind of sparking the team with some big baskets, but also assisting on several other baskets. How much joy do you get from just being able to get teammates involved early like that and kind of facilitating and setting the tone for the game?
Yeah, that gets me pumped. Like, just as much as I like playing defense. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, so once my teammates are able to convert, like, that just gets me pumped, and it kind of gets me going. I'm like, okay, like, I see my teammates can do okay. I'm going to keep feeding them the ball.
PJ, go ahead.
Sure. Hi, Aari. You guys came out today, and right from the tip, you were just on it. Your defense was more to what you usually play on defense, right? And your offense was there. What do you think after a game like Friday night that helped you sort of as a team come together and start, like, this shows like you're taking that next step, right? You're getting closer to who you're going to be, as coach says, like a month from now, right? What do you think it was?
I literally just told the team in warm up, like, you guys, we cannot come out like we did on Friday. Like, we have to come out with energy, and like we just can't keep like digging ourselves in holes. Like, we just can't. And my teammates really took that to heart, and we came out, and it started with me playing defense. Sam got a steal, Kate did, and we were converting. So I think that we're just tired of digging ourselves in holes. Like, we're a competitive team, but I mean, against a great team, we're not going to be able to come out of like those deficits.
Troy, go ahead.
It seemed that Utah was able to battle back a little bit, cut it to 7, 8 at times. And you guys, every time they got it within single digits, went on a run of your own. Can you just talk about the fight of the team? Because you guys, every time, just brought it back up to that double-digit marker.
Yeah. I mean, I love our fight and our resiliency, but we cannot have these many defensive lapses. Like, we can't, like, these are the things we talked about yesterday and today, like, position-wise. Like, we have to switch aggressive. Like, we let somebody hit a 3 and, like, bring the game to single digits. Like, we just can't allow that at all. And like I said, against good teams, I mean, that can cost us a game. So, I mean, we got to just keep playing our style of defense, and we can't let up.
You're going to have this game against Idaho on Wednesday, but then, you don't pick it up until Stanford on the 1st. So if you were sort of to look at where you are right now, where do you think you are?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I think we're close. to where we used to be, like our identity, but I just think we're not there yet. We got to keep getting our chemistry better, keep playing smothering defense. Like we have to play like good minutes of basketball, like 40 minutes with defense, offense, execute. I mean, it's honestly back to the drawing board. That's how I think about every game, no matter win or loss. Like we got to keep getting better and we got to know our stuff. But I mean, we're just not there yet.